Aloha, Stakbar.
Good day, everyone. It is Apu and Abu's Crypto Bazaar. I'm Apu. I am also known as Ahmed. That is my other name. And I am here with Agbu. And we're going to talk cryptos with you. Everyone, listen in.
Hello, this is Abu, and I'm here with my Abrams tank door that I blew up. I threw a rocket Abrams tank, and I took the door, and we use it to surf the dunes, like Abu we were talking about before.
God.
I love it. I love it. This is the place where you want to go crazy, folks. It's the one in life with I got the cowboy, I got Mr. Z, and we are ready to rock and roll about cryptos. Crypto Mayhem is the title. There's so many things going on. You guys have been deadly accurate on the trading room, killing it. Those who were able to get in are not only in and not only are they benefiting and raving about being in the trading room, but they're also loving the fact they're actually making money and taking advantage of these downturns and upswings and the chaos and the volatility, which you guys keep abreast of. With that being said, Z, Cowboy, what's going on?
Man, we're just we're enjoying Monday morning. It's morning out here. We're out in Cali, so Z finally woke up at 3 p.m. and so we went ahead and started going here. Actually, that's in the future, so we had to get out the flex Passover for that. I don't know, Z, how you feeling, Z?
I'm feeling good. We're getting the market starting to turn up. We've been calling it scary accurately in the room, which is awesome. The alt market will be coming up here soon, and we'll be talking about that. But I think overall, in terms of USD dollar, we're all doing much better now, and I think it's going to be a good start of the year.
I agree. I definitely agree. So where do you guys want to begin? I mean, we got Bitcoin up, we got some altcoins moving. So whatever you guys want to talk about, go for it.
I always like to start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs the show, right? So, we have the typical Bitcoin runs up and then they also run down. And with Bitcoin being a little bit indecisive right now, there's a sort of a lag in the altcoins. And, we have our coins we like. We got VEN and we got PPT that, we talk about. We've got the big ones like Litecoin and Ethereum. And we want to get to that. But with Bitcoin being at what I think is sort of a critical point, everybody's just kind of waiting and watching, and I don't think anybody's really taking as many long positions in the alts. I mean, Z, are you seeing the same thing as I am?
Yeah. So right now, alts are sort of crashing down a little bit. Unfortunately, we see strong coins that we're big fans of, like VEN and so forth, that are kind of trailing down. Unfortunately, some are doing sort of dead cat bounces up. But for the most part, the sentiment has been around Bitcoin. And as we call it, a little bit around Ripple, actually.
Yeah, Ripple is an interesting story. I guess we could talk about that briefly.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, what's the deal with Ripple? Sorry, apart from everybody's going, that's the bankster's coin, and it is, but doesn't mean you can't make money off it, right?
Of course. Ultimately, guys, the biggest way to stick it to the banksters is to make money off of them and then stick it to them afterwards, right?
Amen.
So Ripple right now, guys, has some of that news coming up that it might once again be listed on Coinbase. That rumor's coming around again. Ripple's CEO, or I should say president, and Coinbase's CEO are going to be on Fast Money tomorrow. I think it's roughly 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'll clarify that within the room. But they're going to be live. They're going to be on television. It's going to be an interview on Fast Money, and it's going to be in the U.S. Before it was originally, I think, with the Bitcoin Cash interview that was in South Africa. Now this one's actually in the U.S. So this is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. And so the rumors coming around the corner once again that Ripple will be listed on Coinbase. And as Cowboy and I have talked about before, Ripple's very interesting because as much as we dislike Ripple, as you said, V, you can make a lot of money off of Ripple. And there is a financial psychological aspect to Ripple. Ripple is very cheap, the dollar wise, right? Because its supply is massive. So once again, not a lot of people understand market cap. They don't understand that Ripple is a top 3 coin. So what's going to happen is that if it gets listed on Coinbase, you can definitely expect the everyday, noob to essentially pull up Coinbase, look at Ripple being there at like $1.50 and buy a boatload of it. Everybody is going to throw a few $1,000s at it just because they think that it's Bitcoin at $1. They think that it's Litecoin at $1.50. They think it's Ethereum, and people are going to buy Ripple. and that's going to cause a massive, massive upswing on Ripple, which is why this Coinbase rumor is so large.
Well, yeah, it's actually.
Yeah,
oh, go ahead there, V.
No, go ahead. Yeah, that Coinbase thing is massive, and folks, the thing with trading is, as in life, as in if you want to survive, whatever it is going to happen and it's going to come, is to stay flexible. They're like Cowboy and I and Z. We've had this conversation before. We talk to people who are married to coins. Oh, I'm all about Litecoin. That's it, Litecoin. I'm only Bitcoin. But there are people that are married to paradigms. You cannot be married to a paradigm because your paradigm is always going to be challenged. Stay flexible, stay pragmatic. Go ahead, guys.
Well, yeah. So when it comes to being married to coins, right? If you're the type who has a lot of faith in something and you don't really want to try to take advantage of your ability to take profits at a short-term basis, you feel that Bitcoin is going to be great in 5 years. Hey, you know what? That's fine. That's one kind of trader. And you know what? If you mess around and you overtrade, you can lose money. So the way that I kind of do things is I have a dual, I have a hybridized plan. I will have a lot of coins that sit there. I don't really touch them. You can call them gems, long-term holds. However, I have a percentage of my bag where I actually do the short-term stuff, where I'll take profit, that kind of thing. So again, I don't really have. I'm not really big on a set way of doing things. Like Bruce Lee, be wata. So
form of anything, my friend. You put water into the cup, water becomes the cup.
Yeah, you put water into the teapot, water becomes the teapot. So that's how I feel. And then I brought up Ripple right here on the graph. I don't know. Can we see that over there, V?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So we have right here at around 7,800. That was the bottom. And the announcement, or the rumors, I should say, started to happen just after that, where we're seeing this big run up. And this run up is consisting of, there was kind of like a flag right here, another current flag that's following a very similar pattern. And then you have this Ichimoku cloud, this Kumo cloud right here, that's also following along in a stair-step fashion. And the cloud is actually getting thicker right here. And you have somewhat of a recovering divergence right here, this blue line and this red line, that's also part of your Ichimoku indicator, and everything points bullish on this in the short term. There is a little bit of a bearish drop off right here that concerns me, but in the end, at least for another 24 hours, depending on what happens tomorrow on fast money, I full disclosure do have an open long position, meaning I've bought and I'm planning for it to go up. Z, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I am. I expect what's called Ripple to go up, and as you can see right here, if you look at Nick's graph right here, sorry, Cowboy's graph right here, you can see the previous sort of segments. If you look at each rectangle square, so like you look at 12 to 5 p.m. right there, right? It's following the same sort of like downward pattern. You see that same sort of downward pattern, up and then down and up and then down. I fully expect Ripple to follow that pattern and rise up, is what I'm saying. And like full disclosure, as Cowboy was saying, I am opening a long right now. I have longs opened up from a earlier position. And if you guys, for those of you who are in the trading group, you guys can see that we called it very early, and everybody inside there should be making some nice gains off of Ripple.
All kinds of gains.
Yeah, all kinds of gains, man. I mean, I think we called it between 8,200. So you can expect a nice close to a nice 10% gain. It went even higher than that earlier. So yeah, fat gains, man.
Oh yeah, if this were to actually follow your typical flag pattern, it could theoretically go as high on the next run as like 9880, 9900. Although with Bitcoin being the Bitcoin not knowing what it wants to do and possibly running, it's kind of like gravity on all the rest of the coins. Like you'll have what could have been a 10% gain turn into like a 4.8% gain. So one of the things that Crypto Z and I do is we always set different areas at which we take profit. You have kind of like your lower, where it's like, okay, let's lock some in. It might go up, but we got to lock in profit in case it dumps. And then your midterm, and then your mid-range one, and then your high run. And I do we do tend to compress those. So, in a market like this.
Correct.
So,
And for everybody that's watching regarding Ripple, if you look at it from a very, very long standpoint, Ripple's all-time high is at essentially 23,000 Satoshis, guys. Right now it's at 8,800. Ripple's known to, when it runs, it runs. And if this Coinbase rumor is true, I mean, you could definitely expect a rise up to all-time highs. I mean, that's my opinion. I expect it to rise up to all-time highs, if not higher. And the all-time high is essentially a close to 3x from this position. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. That obviously, keep that in mind, and hopefully, the rumor is true. And if the rumor is true, we're all going to make a lot of money.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what Bix, what Bix has to say, I like Bix a lot. And what he has to say, and I don't know if it's his idea or not, but if it's the banker's coin, the bankers have to make their balance sheets look really strong at the end of each quarter. And I'm assuming that March is the end of the quarter. Is that sound correct, guys, for like fiscal
Correct.
quarters? Okay. So, if that's the case, then the banks would want to run this up for this month. Make a lot of sense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And you're gonna see all this, guys. Like I said, we called Ripple 2 days ago now, Cowboy. 2 days ago, when Ripple was 8,200, guys. In the trading group, you can find the trading group on within the description box, guys, at the www.thecryptoschool.io. You can definitely see it there, guys.
Absolutely. Again, being pragmatic, every quarter these guys are gonna want to dump it, so in order to clear their books, take advantage of it, make some money in the process.
Yep. So, and I guess we could move on to BTC right now.
Yeah.
Right, man.
So, Z, just I've got my chart up here, but what's your opinion on BTC? What do you think is going to happen?
I think BTC is going to keep, might make a slight retracement, but I think for the most part, it's going to rise up, guys. It's constantly knocking on the next resistance's doors. We spoke about earlier that, for example, Venn was doing the opposite, the reverse, where the support kept getting met. That means, people kept, the graph kept hitting the support down, which eventually, caused the support to disintegrate and caused it to be wiped out. The same thing's kind of happening right now on Bitcoin. The resistance is constantly being met, and what that's doing is that it's essentially like a battering ram, right? You're just constantly ramming against this door, this giant wooden door, and eventually it will fall down. And I really think that we're gonna see that sooner than what we expect. As you can see from Cowboy's graph right here, you see a nice cup and handle, guys, and that cup and handle I think is gonna cause it to have the upwards trend, and it's going to break through. And this is on the 1 day, guys. That means this is on a very, very long period, where each of those candles, for people who don't know, represents a full day of essentially trading. So I'm starting to think that, on the shorter periods, even the 12-hour, even the 6-hour, Bitcoin is looking better and better and better. And this is the start of a very, very bullish turn for cryptocurrencies as a whole.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing on the graph here. And so again, this is the daily, which is a longer term. And for those of you who have been following this show, who are in the trading room, you'll notice that we called, I said, "Hey, Z, you see like a cup and handle forming? Is this possible?" And he says, "Yeah, I think so." And so I drew it out before the handle existed, something around, back here 2 or 3 days into the actual handle. So, and look, I mean, Z and I are pretty good at what we do. You could go onto all these different sites and see all kinds of different like TA's technical analysis. You can line up 10 different TAs and they'll say different things. Some of the best guys get this stuff wrong. And I'm not going to say I'm the best guy or Z's the best one. What I will say is pay attention to what we say. If you're interested in that form of entertainment, and see if what we say plays out. It's really fun to watch. And again, none of this is investment advice. This is all for entertainment purposes only. Full disclaimer, don't listen to me. Don't listen to Crypto Z. We don't know what we're talking about. You do what we say, you're going to lose all your money. Okay, so that's the disclaimer. So, that said, that's the these two spots right here. If this is coming up here, I drew 2 circles on this. Okay. And what this is when you look at market structure, you want to look at a prior support and a prior resistance. Now, a support is something where there's kind of like a lower bound for the price, like it won't go below, or it doesn't want to go below this level very easily. So in December, when we went crazy and parabolic all the way to the top, the price is going up to 20,000 and everybody was buying Lambos and all this. Well, when it finally dumped, it actually bounced off a support of 12,800 or so. And then it went back up for the second rally, and then it sort of came back down. Now it did come back up, and it bounced off that same 12,800, which is now a resistance. And with market structure, you will see old supports becoming new resistances. So, you know, when we look at this, you can actually sort of predict the possibility that Bitcoin could break through its current resistance, which is around 11,750 or so, which is basically the top of the cup and handle that was established back here. It's kind of hard to see on here, but it actually bounced right off that. And over here, it's bounced right off that a number of times. So this old resistance, which we're currently fighting right now, as he said, we might battering ram through that. And there's some indications that we can expect that, and I'll explain them shortly. But if that happens, we could jump up and hit this next old 12,800. And in my opinion, once we break 12.8, that's when we're actually going to see, you know, Jamie Dimon come out and say that he just invested in whiskas, and the world's going to end and Bitcoin's going to fall apart. You know, we're going to see, I don't know, Madagascar saying that they're going to ban cryptos, and then Jamie Dimon's going to come out and say it's all a scam, and then he's going to have his kids all buying it on the back end. So, you know, some of that might happen, but all joking aside, I think 12.8 is where we're going to see the big run happen. And nothing happens in a straight line. But we, you know, based on how you look at cup and handle, you can expect a run to be about as high as the depth of your cup. And so that would be from the top of the cup to the top of that is roughly 15.8, $16,000 to be relatively conservative. That it wouldn't, I don't think, get there in a straight line. We have some other stuff to break through, but that's kind of the next marker in my TA. So, you know, in the room, we can get deeper into, you know, why we see this happening and some of the more technical analysis that that people actually will pay to watch. So we don't want to give away too much in what we do here, but that's the broad strokes on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, you know, this, like I said, guys, I expect this to be a big sort of turn now in cryptos. And, you know, we could see the golden days of December, you know, here shortly. And typically, guys, just so you know, as we stayed inside the trading room, that when Bitcoin rises up, and its dominance is prominent, which it currently is. I think its dominance is very, very high right now. Typically what happens is that after it's done running up and it kind of slows down a little bit, that additional money will trail into altcoins. And that's when you will see alt season sort of happen. Now, the last time I checked, Bitcoin's dominance was upwards of 41%. The last rally in which started the alt season was when Bitcoin's dominance was at 60%. And what happens is there's a giant run up for Bitcoin up to like 19,000. And all that extra money sort of trailed out into altcoins. And that caused a giant boom in altcoins. You're starting to see like 50% gains per day for altcoins. And right now, Bitcoin's dominance is 41.5%. That's a lot, guys. That's quite a bit. That's we just talked about it, V, the other day. We talked about it in the 30s.
And folks tend to forget. Last month, we're looking at 6,000 Bitcoin. Just last month. It's 11,500 plus.
Yep, correct. And guys, you guys are forgetting that, well, not you guys are forgetting, but some people are forgetting that, that, you know, 1% for Bitcoin's dominance, just a 1% gain or 0.1% gain, a 0.1% gain, guys, is $469 million going into Bitcoin. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, guys. 1% is $4.6 billion going into Bitcoin. just take that with a grain of salt right there, guys. You know, it's a lot of money flowing into Bitcoin. You know, you're not talking about the average investor buying into Bitcoin. Now you're talking about institutional money buying in to Bitcoin, big money buying in, you know, behind the scenes money. And that is, you know, that is where we're currently at.
Well, yeah, and there's also a projection that could be made. It's actually Z showed me how to do this, but if you take a look at this Fibonacci right here, this Fibonacci group.
Yep.
Anything that goes below 70%, you can actually expect to rise past all-time highs. So in this case, and to actually map this out, 70% is roughly, what do you think, Z? Where's 70 at?
70% is roughly slightly, it's about 7,008. 7,008.
7,008. But I mean, just where my cursor is, like probably roughly right about here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, we'll just say 9,800 just to make this easy and simple, right? So now it went past 9,800 down to what, 5,900.
Yep.
So 9,800, 5,900, that's like 3,900 points past 70%. So with all-time high at about 19.8, you can add 3,900 points to that. You're roughly looking at like around 23,000. The next spike for Bitcoin, and this could be a temporary spike, it could actually kind of retrace, but based on that math, our next all-time high could be in like the high 23s.
Yep.
And that's just for starters. I mean, that's just you know, that doesn't mean that's going to be the all-time high. That's just like it could spike up that high and take some profit and move on.
Yep. And you know, this is sort of coming right now. It's kind of scary, but this is sort of coming in conjunction with what we spoke about actually on our very first video. You're talking about the whole bonding situation. You know, the bonds sort of forfeiting in a sense, and big money sort of trying to find a place where to put their money, right?
Correct.
Starting in April, because this is what the Palm Beach Confidential was talking about, that Bitcoin was really going to run up starting April. And, you know, it's the beginning of March right now, and we're starting to see a big reversal happen. And it's kind of funny how that's kind of playing out to what you were saying earlier. And it's getting kind of scary accurate, which is crazy. For me at least.
Yeah, and go ahead, V.
No, go ahead, brother.
Oh, I was just gonna kind of like repeat what Z said and try to sound cooler than him, and that's just not possible. So
yeah, so you know, we'll see, guys. We'll see what happens, but you know, all of this is definitely being spoken about daily in the trading group, guys. If you guys have not checked out the trading group, I would definitely check it out. The link is in the description, guys, at thecryptoschool.io. Yeah, check it out. You know, we chart coins every single day. We're in there all the time. And it's not just Bitcoin. It's not just, you know, Litecoin. It's every single cryptocurrency that you have questions about. We're in there talking about it. And yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any coins that you want to look at, V, that you had some questions about?
Let's talk about Litecoin, guys. Litecoin is always the topic.
It's a favorite. You know, Bix is a frequent visitor to this channel, so you know he's obviously very bullish on Litecoin. So,
you know, Litecoin, there's no major catalyst to it. Z and I were actually talking about that. Z brought that up. So it's like, you know, there's nothing going on. I mean, we had the LitePay thing, and in my opinion, it was a success. However, it was a partial success, and I think a lot of people were hoping for the Visa to kind of work with Litecoin, and of course, everybody uses Visa, and so I don't think we've quite migrated to the point in society where we're not using Visa for our normal quick payments at the store. So I think had Visa tagged on to Litecoin, we would have seen a major run. Didn't happen. So now we're kind of relying solely on technical analysis and trends. And with that being the case, if you look at the chart, we see what looks to be some bullishness. However, my opinion is that it is very delicate bullishness. And really, I think a Bitcoin run could just wreck it.
Correct.
You know, so
now it's just another altcoin that's at Bitcoin's mercy.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we have this double top right here, which is a bullish thing. You see a double top, you may expect to see a kind of a drop down. Right now, your major support, at least on the daily here, is sitting somewhere around 14, or I should say, what is that? 100 and we'll say 0.0145 Bitcoin. So I'll say that. And then right now you do have a support that it's bouncing off of at about 0.018. And, if it dips to that, then I would expect it to actually go down to that 0.14. And then, Litecoin being as strong as it is, I would hope that we would see a bounce off of that. If it doesn't do that, then you're looking at a dip down to the most likely the 0.0094 level, although I don't think that's going to happen. Anything's possible in crypto.
It'll probably track back on that, that break of that flagpole right there, Cowboy. Yeah,
One?
right. Yeah, essentially. I think what we're going to see is strong support at 0.014. If it does dip down heavily, guys, and as we said a lot in the crypto room, it's more than just technical analysis that we're dealing with, guys. This is why it's so important to encompass cryptocurrencies as a whole. And I think a lot of people mistakenly think that they can read a few graphs, watch a few YouTube videos, and become a cryptocurrency expert just by technical analysis alone. That's not it. The reason why Cowboy and I are relatively successful in this realm is because we do a lot of reading on the fundamentals too. There is 3 aspects to cryptocurrencies. I just actually spoke with some other person the other day. One of them is fundamental analysis, which is FA, which is really understanding what is this coin doing? Like why does this coin have value? How can it help essentially humanity? And why is it going to go up in value? The second one is technical analysis, which is exactly what Cowboy is doing at right now. And then the third one is going to be essay, which is sentiment analysis. And that's a big one that I personally didn't even really know about. And that's what is a sentiment around the coin? Like who's following the coin? Who typically buys this coin? For example, PPT has a very strong following beforehand. A lot of like pro believers of Cliff High and so forth. That gives it, the essay, right? Litecoin's another one that gives it the essay. And Veritasium and so forth. So, that's another one to really pay attention about that not a lot of people know about.
Hey, come on, you always want to know about your essay.
So, all this, guys, is spoken about in detail, in very, very deep detail in the trading room, guys. So definitely go check that out.
Yeah, and again, to the good news, TA wise, on Litecoin is that on the daily, we do actually see a bit of a divergence between your Tank and San and Kijitsen, which are these red and blue lines right here. And that's,
I love how you use the full words.
Yeah.
Repeat that again. The what sandwich?
The what sandwich?
And the beef pastrami sandwich right here. So yeah, no, the TK, this, if you want to be quick about it, these 2 lines, I'm going to spread this out right here real quick. And it might be a little hard to see, but you can see that this is blue line right here. Okay. And that's like your shorter term, sort of like a shorter term average. And then this red line is a baseline. It's a longer term average. And with the red line, the price tends to want to always come back to the red line. Now, when the blue line crosses and goes above the red line, that is called a bull cross, the TK bull cross. And so it's saying here that your point of entry on Litecoin is right here. Now, if we do have a major dump, like say Bitcoin just really wrecks everything, technical analysis falls apart when you have heavy market shocks. So, I think you have your fundamentals, your sentiment, those things are sort of like they come first, right? And then in the end, technical analysis kind of plays out in the absence of a lot of market shocks. So right now, TA says bullish. I think that if it drops down here, that TA is going to keep it in this range binding right there. That's how I feel about it, but you never know.
Hey, speaking of Litecoin real fast, guys, there is a little bit of concerning news that came out. PayPal applied for a patent that will allow faster crypto payments. PayPal did this.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to let you guys know, if PayPal competes in this field, I'm sorry, as much as people like Litecoin, Litecoin's done. It's done. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, you know, Litecoin is a great coin, but PayPal is PayPal. You know, they're the ones that are going to get the Visa contract. I can tell you that right now.
Wait, so what exactly? So PayPal's going to be allowing crypto payments? Is there a specific crypto they want to use?
No, I think a lot of these big companies are doing. They're not exactly tokenizing their platform, so you won't see a PayPal token, I believe. But what you will see is that PayPal will be on the blockchain, which will easily allow for a cross change to sort of happen, which will allow PayPal to use cryptocurrencies as a form of payment.
So it actually could be Litecoin.
I mean, it could be Litecoin, but knowing how PayPal sort of works and the limited knowledge I have about PayPal, I think PayPal is sort of gonna it's very protective. They're gonna use Bitcoin.
Well, the way I see it is I'm a bit more bullish on Litecoin. You know, I have a little more faith in it, and the reason is that in order for Bitcoin to work efficiently, you know, we're going to have to be looking at a scalability issue. And as of yet, you know, yeah, maybe the Lightning Network might be the answer to that, but the Lightning Network is going to use, you know, is going to incorporate and involve Litecoin as well. So if they're going to use Bitcoin, I mean, why not use Litecoin? I don't know.
True.
You know, it's all part and parcel to me. So overall, in the longer term, I have confidence in Litecoin. You know, so that's and plus, you know, you can always hang on to, you know, I tend to hang on to some of the things that Cliff High says, even with PPT, even with Populous. I still think it's going to do great. I just think that it's not. I think Cliff's actual words on Populous were, it's going to have a successful future, and it's not necessarily going to have a smooth future. And he said that in like December. Before.
Oh, and for those of you who don't know, we spoke about this in the crypto room, but the trading room, but PPT has announced the date in which the platform will be live, and that date is going to be May 1st, guys. So we spoke about this before. You know, it's a little unfortunate that Nico likes to swing his dates. Originally, it was supposed to be before 2017. Here we are in 2018, and now it's going to be in May, essentially close to half the year later. So, you know, you can expect Populous to not really rise up for a little bit of time, because in 2 months in the crypto world is a lot of time. It's like an eternity.
It's an eternity. And with Nico, he says May 31st, and I think July 58th. I mean, he never meets the time.
July 58th, 2058. Right. You know, I mean, you know, and it's kind of funny, because I actually spoke to a very big contact of mine in the finance world, and he actually spoke about how invoice financing isn't as easy as it seems. It you know, getting those contracts is the tough part, and I think that's what Nico is kind of having trouble with, is getting people to actually utilize his platform, and I think that's where the major hurdle is. But we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. I'm going to go ahead and like I said, I'm going to hang on to what Cliff said. So far, it's worked out. You know, so we got that. We have Ven. You know, let me see, how far are we? We got about, what, 10 minutes left in the show? 15?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, we'll take a look at.
If you go over, it's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
All right. Let's see here. Well, Z, I think you had something else you wanted to mention real quick first, right? Or
about what? About
what were we talking about that you wanted to?
Well, I just want to talk about the crypto school. If you want to talk about that real fast, well, Cowboy gets this up and running. In regards to the memberships, because there has been a huge boom recently, guys, about members coming into the crypto school. So, V, if you want to talk about that real fast.
Yeah, one of the things I'd like to say is this: typical crypto trading rooms, you're running $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 a month. And people are happy to pay it because they're making profit, and the profit they make goes to, you know, a small smidgen of their profit goes, you know, to paying their membership fees for the month, which, you know, when you're making a ridiculous amount of killings in the crypto market, you know, $300, $400, $500 a month is nothing. It's like pennies. You don't even care. That's like a welcoming, you know, price of admission, so to speak. What's happening is because there's such a boom, and we knew that the price that we wanted to keep it at was at $149 for the time being, because it's going to get people in. Now it's getting filled up, and you know, we're looking at you know, a rise in the price, and we're gonna lock it out. So we have the first 500 people in are gonna get it in at 149.99, 149.97. You know, what is the price that Frank said it at? 149.97. Then after that, you're gonna have a price increase. So the first 500 in, and we're almost at that level. You know, get in there. You know, get in there. Take your time, because you know, it's going to be critical. And then next week, Z, I mean, you had a great idea about you know, offering some discount for memberships and stuff.
Yes.
I think it's growing.
Yeah. So we were talking about some sort of referral service going around, guys. You know, a lot of people, you know, obviously we would love to save you guys money, and you know, a lot of people have a lot of friends that would be interested in cryptocurrency. So what we're looking to do is create some sort of referral service where, you know, you can earn up to 50% off of your membership, and each person you refer gives you 10% off your membership, as well as they get 10% off their membership for the month. So that could be something that we could look at, guys. You know, V cares about his audience. Frank cares about their audience, and you know, they want to spread this out to as many people as possible and try to do it as affordable as possible. And as we stated, you know, as V stated, you know, crypto rooms, they run 500, 600 more a month. Now it's getting a little ridiculous. I've seen rooms that are $1,000 a month, guys,
Right.
because of how much you're making.
Right. Exactly correct. This is the hottest thing going. We got the two best guys in the biz, powered by Rogue, you know, powered by Remain Calm and Rogue. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to jump on board. And again, you know, get in while you can. This low price of 149.97. It's going to be up to the first 500 people. After that, it's going to go up. We don't know where it's going to go up to. It could be going up to $300. It could be going up to $500. But also, guys, starting next week, we're going to have this all set up. You refer somebody, you get 10% off. That person gets 10% off. You 10% off as well. You can refer up to 5 people. That means you get 50% off your first month's membership. Again, it's not month after month, but the first month, which is great for you to come in and get your feet wet. You come in, you get your feet wet, you get serious about doing some trades. You're going to make that money back tenfold. So your membership fee is nothing. It's a joke. It might as well be free at that point.
Yeah, and just to let you guys know, when we first created this room, you know, Bitcoin was, you know, at $5,800, guys. It was $5,800, and you know, we charted it up. We told you guys when to buy. We told you guys when to sell, and so forth, as well as other things like Venn and so forth. And you know, the amount that you're saving just off of that. I mean, let's just say you bought Bitcoin when we called Bitcoin. Let's say you bought one Bitcoin. That's already a $6,000 gain off of that one Bitcoin. $6,000 you just made. And you know, this room is, what is this room at right now, V? It's like $199.
Yeah, $149.
$149, guys. You know, if you bought one Bitcoin at 5,800, you know, that's a $6,000. That's a $6,000 gain right there.
Massive.
Yeah. And it's backed by charts. It's not just speculation, guys. We're not just pulling, you know, looking at our, you know, magic crystal ball, you know, it's all backed. Mm-hmm. But, you know, of course, for entertainment purposes.
Well, yeah, you know, and sometimes we use like funny words, but the reality is that, you know, we don't really tell anybody when to do anything. We don't tell you when to buy. We don't tell you when to sell. If we say that, we mean it figuratively. The reality is that we tell you when we're buying. We tell you when we're selling. And you guys have that magic thing called free will and the ability to do research and make your own decision. So having said that in particular, we have Venn up on the board. Can we see that over there on V side?
Yep, absolutely.
All right, perfect. So, and this actually is in addition to what's already in the trading room. Okay, so we posted this. Z and I talked about it at length while I was doing the TA. And so what you have here is these 3 guys. We've talked about this, and I think we've even talked about this particular on the show. It's called 3 Black Crows. And without getting too deep into how they're validated, that's just what they are. 3 long drops on the daily. I'll go ahead and stretch this out. Might be easier to see. So you have this, and then you have a little bit of a rebound on the next day, and then like a nice big long dump down to the 0.382 on the Fibonacci. So, you know, that's a nice Fibonacci retracement, bounces off the 0.382 line. And then it actually goes back up to the next bound that I have on Fibonacci. I don't really use the 236, but it's there. And then we have another 3 Black Crows. Okay, so 3 Black Crows tends to mean that we're going to see a nice big long drop in the price. That's just what it tends to be. And there is an established support here where it used to be like a resistance kind of in this realm. And we're right there right now, right? So with 3 black crows dumped, hit this support right here, kind of an older resistance area. And then it seems to be kind of like recovering. And that, people get excited when they see that. Oh, it's gonna go back up. Yay. Well, maybe it will. There are a few different possibilities. It went back up here and then it dumped. It's going back up here. Will it dump? I don't know. Well, one way to look at that is you look at the historical trend and then you look at Venn and the fundamental and sentiment analysis. Z, what are we looking at on SA and FA when it comes to like Venn and what's coming and when it's coming and what can we expect on that?
Yeah, so one of the things, I don't want to reveal the little secret that I kind of heard. We'll keep that for the room. But just Venn has some good news coming up. That's the fundamental analysis behind Venn that they have that they're known for producing good news that's legitimate. Venn is you can ultimately say Venn is like the only cryptocurrency currently out there that actually releases consistent news, throughout the year, and on top of it, it's actually confirmed and it's not fake, as a lot of cryptocurrencies unfortunately do. So that's the FA behind it, and the SA behind it is that the sentiment for Venn is very strong. Venn does have a very big fan group, which is why Venn has not crashed like other coins. There are a lot of other coins out there that have completely crashed, and we're actually going to pull up, if you could, Cowboy, if you could pull up ADA afterwards. We spoke about ADA, how ADA is one of the founders of Ethereum, created ADA. ADA is pure speculation. There is no product. It's just based on a name and a white paper. We talked about this like one of the first videos we ever spoke about, and Venn should have crashed like ADA. If it didn't have that strong SA, but ADA doesn't have that. And as you can see, it crashed. ADA's fundamentals are great. The white paper is very strong, but the sentiment isn't there because ADA doesn't actually have a product.
Z, what's interesting though, is Venn could crash.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Venn could absolutely crash, but at least it's taken this long for it to crash. It hasn't gone from 100 to 0 the way ADA has. I mean, look at ADA's retracement. It's absurd.
It's pretty nasty.
ADA's retracement is disgustingly back, and then ADA is actually a higher up level coin than Venn is. ADA at one point was a top 5 coin, guys. Right now, I think ADA is number 6.
Oh yeah, market cap is massive.
Yeah, ADA is number 6. ADA is sitting at $7.9 billion at this retracement. It has retraced that much, and it's at $7.9 billion. At one point, ADA was number 5 or number 4. Venn is number 17 at $2 billion. So, yeah.
So we have now there is, if you look on the actual coin market cal, you'll actually see it's very open information. There is an announcement coming from Venn next week, and us in the group, Z has a great network. Both of us do, and from Z's network came a little bit of information. It's a rumor. It's an inside rumor. We don't get inside info, but it was an inside rumor, and it seems to be corresponding with what's publicly available. In that there is going to be an announcement next week. And I'm going to take a break from talking about Venn, because if you take a quick look at the 4-hour BTC that I just brought up, we have a nice little bull run happening. Our 11,750 or 11,8 is kind of our next resistance to validate the cup and handle. And what you're looking at right here is a big fat handle. And we are now at 11,636. Since we started this show, it's gone up by about 200 points or so. So now taking that break, I'm going to go back to Venn. Actually, forgive me. Z was talking about a coin that sort of like ran up really hard and then crashed. And my favorite one that is just so fun to look at is TRX on the daily. TRX is one of those ones where I'm getting all these texts because I'm in the gym or whatever. I remember the gym was the day when it was just out of control. Look at this run that I just brought up on TRX. You start off, at 20 something Satoshi, runs all the way up to 2030 Satoshi. It's like a 100,000% gain or something ridiculous. And look, when things run up, they don't just run straight up like this. Okay. This is a parabolic run up due to massive amounts of PR, I think. No one really knows. But you have this run up. Now, when you have a run up and it doesn't stop to take a break and consolidate, you're going to have what I think, and what often happens, is a massive drop. Now, you do have this run up. It did stop to consolidate around the 320 Satoshi level. It consolidated and then it ran up, right? And then for every bit of run up, it dumped, and it dumped hard, and it's bouncing off roughly that same area where it consolidated. So you have a consolidation peak right here, bouncing off that consolidation peak right now. Okay. So let's go back to Ven. Look at Ven, right? You have this massive run up from when it hit Binance, it was around 3,200 Satoshi. It ran up, it took a break right here at this level, and then it ran up all the way to the top. Now it's come back down and it's bouncing off this level. Now TRX's first real consolidation was way down here. If you look at it with a congruency around, like, say, the 0.786. So if it ran straight up with no break, then Ven might have dropped all the way down to that level. We are seeing it bounce right here. However, I do think it has room to fall due to, June 30th, I think, is when the mainnet comes out. Is that correct, C?
Mm-hmm.
So we might see a couple of different things happen. If the sentiment is strong enough, and Ven has an extremely strong sentiment, Ven is pretty much backed by the Chinese government. I mean, it's not TRX is just compared to Ven, I think, is like a nothing coin. But it may kind of bounce around this triangle. It may also at some point, either here or at a different spot, break downward and hit one of our Fibonacci retracements. There is a bit of consolidation that did occur on the way up right around here, which is the 28,000 Satoshi level. So, Ven is a little bit unpredictable. I have a lot of people thinking that it's going to kind of consolidate in the 30,000 Satoshi area. Z and I, we pretty much told the whole room, like, hey, we have a stop loss at 44,000 with Ven.
Yeah, it was at 45 actually. It was 45,000. We told everybody to sort of set a stop loss. Those stop losses triggered, guys, and another way to get a gain is preventing bleeding coin going out. And as you can see, our TA was correct, and everybody saved 10% right there.
Yeah. So I mean, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's pretty much it on Ven, I guess.
Yeah, and we're gonna be monitoring it daily in the crypto trading room, guys. But that's what we do. We chart and we talk inside there.
That's what we do.
Chart and we talk inside there, and we let people know our thoughts. Yeah,
that's it.
So I'll bring up the crypto website here for everybody to see, the cryptoschool.io.
Yeah, and it's inside the description, guys. As V was saying, we are getting a lot of members really fast, and if you guys don't want to miss out on this, guys, I'd suggest you get in there, especially at this ridiculously low price. I thought it was $199. I didn't know it was $150, $149, I should say, and that's beyond a steal, guys. $149. I've in the last day I've paid $149 worth of fees just from trading around.
Yep, and also I think we were talking about the price of it right now at that introductory rate of 149.97, I believe it is, or something close to that. What are we talking about here with maybe that price changing and when it's going to change and how it's going to change?
Well, the way we're tracking it right now is, we have a lot of people on in. As soon as we hit the 500 member mark, or probably in the next month or two, that's going to go up, man. It's probably going to jump to $300 a month. And my God, everybody who started trading, like, when did we start doing these shows? Like 2 weeks ago, a month ago?
I think we started doing this, like, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. I think it was our first show.
Yeah, and at that point, Bitcoin's at 6,000.
Yeah, Bitcoin was at 6,000. Correct. I remember Cowboy made the chart up, and he said, it could drop as low as 5,500. 5,500 was the strong support, and it dropped down to 5,800. Literally like 300 points just above that. And that's when we were telling people, hey, look, it's gonna start. There's a good chance it could start reversing right here. It's a good chance it could start reversing right here. Right. And I know a lot of people got in during that time. And like I said, if you got in at 5,800 when we were talking about it, you would be at a $6,000 gain per Bitcoin that you bought.
Massive.
Massive, guys, massive. It's $149 a month. This is absurd. I didn't know it was that cheap. That's ridiculous.
I'm telling you, just join in, tell your friends, your families, refer out. We'll hook you guys up with some discounts. Bring the people. We have a limited time to go out and make a profit, go out and create wealth for yourselves. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is not going to happen again. Tell your people, we got the best guys here trading. Tell your friends, your family, bring them all on in. This is going supernova. So get ready, folks.
And V, did you already, I know we sort of talked about it before, but do we have like a certain amount of people that are going to get this price or a certain time frame, or have we made a decision on that yet?
We're still fidgeting around with it. I mean, when Frank and I and you guys, we decided to like open it up at this level. We decided, when Frank and I especially sat down, like, hey, let's make it a 149, get these people in. We knew that's only going to be a limited time. There's just no way we're going to keep it this low. It's just it's ridiculous. You got to pay for the
and V and Frank are doing that, guys, just because they care about their audience. I can tell you right now that a lot of crypto people, they don't care. They go for the money. They're boosting their prices up to $500 during the red season. Right. They actually boosted their prices up during the red season because Bitcoin dropped down and they're getting paid in cryptos. And it's based on that, which is, I think, a load of crap. And these guys don't fluctuate. These guys are the only guys that I've seen actually out there that are giving a specific dollar value to the membership. Everybody else out there is like, 0.4 BTC.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and then they make like 3 calls a month on the same coin.
Yeah, and then they just hold the BTC and look where it is. 2 months later, a month and a half later, BTC is now at 11,000 versus 6, and those people overpaid like crazy.
Yes. Exactly.
They overpaid like crazy, and now that 0.04 BTC that they paid before is now worth $500, $600, $700 that they'll never get back.
Yep.
Exactly. And people are happy to pay it too. Even they'll keep it at 0.4 BTC. BTC goes up to 18,000, but people continue to pay it because they know that it's like, hey, we have made so much money. Look, we're gonna keep it where it is at a fair price. We're gonna always have a fair price compared to the other schools out there. And like I said, these guys, they might call BTC once or twice a week. I call BTC once or twice a day, along with Z and I, 4 other coins. I mean, at least. So we're a little bit different out there.
Exactly. And guys, here's the thing. It's like, this is the team you want to stay with. This is the organization you want to stay with, because what we're going to unveil the next coming weeks is going to blow people's minds away. We're going to keep that under wraps.
Oh yeah. I totally forgot about that. That's a whole other. I mean, that blew my mind. Just to let you guys know. I mean, just to let the audience know that I've Cowboy and I have been in this realm. Like, I'm in this realm like 13, 14 hours a day with Cowboy, and that. What V just said just blew my mind, and I was just like, whoa. I was like choking.
Yep.
Solve
the biggest problem that people were facing.
But that's too much of a hint right there. But yes, I mean that's a very big hint. That's a very big hint. I mean, if you guys want to
go nowhere else, you want to stay in this circle. Trust and believe that, folks. Trust and believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it is so hard not to say what that's about, because if you're in and you find out, let's just say that it makes cryptos a far more sensible thing to work with.
Yep. Absolutely correct.
We do have it's the cryptoschool.io. The website is www.thecryptoschool.io. We have it in the description on the YouTube. When you go there, it actually will, the website will bounce over to it's www.remaincalmschool.com. Don't worry, you're in the right place. And then if you're looking up here on the top where my mouse is and everything, there's the Watch Us Trade Room. You can actually go in there, watch CryptoZ and myself go, and we're doing our trading, we're talking. Sometimes we just like to BS with the ladies and gentlemen in there and just have some fun. There's the video series that Frank and sometimes Z and Frank and I will put together. You see some of the videos that are featured right here. So come take a look, enjoy yourself, get some entertainment, and it's fun for us. Z and I, this is like, when Z and I were working in commercial construction engineering, like last year in the alternative energy field, we were not always the happiest guys at work.
Right.
And, you know, so when we jumped into this field, like, hey, you know, you look forward to it every day. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm lucky if I wasn't the most upset guy on the field.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I always had that box of tissues for Z when he showed up at work. You know,
Yeah.
I get there at about 6 a.m. to run a crew, and you know, Z'd show up engineer status, you know, 9:30 and complain about how he had to get. I had to wake up at 7:45.
I had to put on these dirty jeans.
Yeah. Z would complain when a little tiny bit of mud gets on his like Miami jacket. You know, oh, my jacket, bro. What'd you get mud on it for?
And Nick's like eating mud at this point.
Eating mud.
Yeah, mud filled with arsenic. You know, I got a face mask on. It's great. So no, we love this. We love doing this. We love everybody, and the room is fun, man. Everybody who's in there actually starts to help each other. So even if, you know, say, you know, Britain or something, and Z and I are putting together a schedule. Also, we do have some concerns because we have people internationally in this room. So Z and I are going to sort of work it out to where, you know, we're in there for people who might be in Poland or something like that.
Right.
You know, that's one of the concerns that we're working on. We have a great easy solution for that. So, you know, we like suggestions, we like input, we like it all.
Yep.
I like gold.
Yep. But
Z, go ahead, man. See your final words.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, you know, guys, you know, just know that, you know, we've been doing this for some time, Cowboy and I, and it's getting closer and closer to alt season, guys. Bitcoin's dominance now is 41.5%. Bitcoin is now $11,600, guys. It's rising up. You're gonna see altcoins rise up too, and when you see altcoins rise up, that's where the huge money's at, guys, and that's where you want to be at. That's the kind of money that creates, you know, retirement for people. That's the kind of money that's going to create generational wealth for people. And this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. The next, I want to say, you know, as you know, this could last like 1.5 years, guys, to 2 years, and you want to get in now.
Right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Don't be late to the party, man.
No, don't be late to the party. Don't be buying Apple stock now. You know.
No.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you all for listening in. Again, it's thecryptoschool.io, thecryptoschool.io. Learn how to trade, learn how to make it happen for yourself. Learn how to move in and out of the wallets. Learn it all at the paltry price of $149.97. It is dirt cheap. Get in while it's still low. Once we hit about 500 members, which could be at any point now, at this point, we're going to that price is going to go up. So get in while the getting is good. Yep. And with that being said, it's the Gorilla signing off with my man Cowboy and Z. We're over and we're out.
Yeehaw.